We're halfway through. We've seen last week, we've seen season to date, and we've seen a fantasy team recap. But I only want to look at one player. I want to drill into one player and one player only and see how they're tracking. The player recap page and the player drill through, they're built the exact same. They give you what you need. So let's dig in a little bit and see what all it shows. I think the first thing I want to cover real quick is just the filters for players and position. But I mentioned a lot of these filters are drop downs. So if I click on the position, it'll give me a drop down by position. Now for the player filter, there's a lot of players. So I added a search box. So you can see I already started typing for Lamar. Now I want to look at, see how Josh Allen's doing. Pretty simple. I can backspace. Now I can scroll down and find whichever quarterback I want, or it's probably easier if I just start typing. There you go. Now I can click on Allen. Everything updates. So that's pretty good, right? But now let's say I want to look at running backs. So I come up here, back to my position, click running backs. Where did everything go? Now, the reason everything's blank is because we still have Josh Allen in the filter for player. He's not a running back. So what we got to do, click on that, backspace out. Now we can get all my running backs. All right, let's look at Saquon. Now, what you can see is what current fantasy team he's on, when were they drafted, who were they drafted by. You can see past games, so by week. So you can see their projected points, points scored, difference to projection. Here's another metric I probably should have mentioned in the intro video, but I forgot. One of the things you'll see on here is NFL opponents' average points allowed. Now that's by position. I think that metric could probably be adjusted to look at it on a per player basis, but in its current state, it's looking at total running backs. So every running back and then kind of what they average per game. Now, these two boxes, I think they just give you some high level information, right? How many points they scored, how many weeks that player has scored points, and then, average ranking, season to date ranking. But then I've also got, if you watched an earlier video, I talked about normalized points, which is a metric I created that takes the top 2 point weeks and the bottom 2 point weeks, takes them out of the equation. So it normalizes it a little bit. You got the same information, but just for the last 4 weeks. So it kind of gives you a comparison of how a player has done recently versus how they've been trending for the entire season. Then under the past games, you've got their upcoming games. So you can see their opponent and then kind of how many points they allow for that position, just to give you a little brief idea. And this last box down the bottom corner is just a simple visual graph that shows points projected by week, points scored by week, and then the red line shows what that player's position rank was for that week. Now, I think this page is great for digging into a single player's performance over time. Where I really think it could come in useful is looking at possible trades or hopefully trying to find that waiver wire gem that everyone so desperately wants on their team. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you at the next page. As always, if you have any questions, ideas to make this better, please let me know. I'm always interested. Thanks.